All right, just get in. Just hop. Up. Got to fall into the thing. There you go. All right. Everybody in, fingers in, toes in.
Wants to get. What a menu to choose from. It's like McDonald's.
Picked up the car and then we had 4 hours with it. We probably need to have it back to you by probably noon or 1 p.m. at the latest, I would say. Let's do the McLaren 650S Spider for 8 a.m. You good with that? Okay, so today at Speedy's Garage we're doing something quite a bit different. We're actually out in Las Vegas. I had a conference that I went to, if you saw last week's video, and we're actually going to rent a exotic car and take it out for a few hours before we have to fly back to Nashville. And this is our victim, our patient. It is a McLaren 650S Spider. Now I'm not going to pretend that I know a whole lot about these cars. I could do a review, but I'm going to tell you what it's like to drive it. So we're going to go out and have some fun. We even got Miss Speedy with us here today, so she's going to get behind the wheel. So follow along to see how we do. Talk to the folks here, and it's Royal Exotic is the name of the place. Super easy to work with. We just gave them a phone call literally the day before, and they said they had this vehicle available for us to take out. He gave us a few options for routes and said they can actually pre-program them into the GPS for us so that we can find the fastest route and safest route out of Las Vegas City and get out into the desert and have some fun in this car. And we're going to take a route, I think, over to Hoover Dam. I've seen it before, but Mrs. Speedy has not. And so we thought we would take that route. It's a nice route through the desert, and then we kind of drop down in a canyon, which should enable us to kind of highlight some of the performance characteristics of this car and go out and have a really awesome time. It's a twin turbo 3.8 liter V8, which tells me it's either got a really short stroke or really small pistons. Again, I don't know 100% about these cars, but I know they're fun to drive and very fast. 650 horsepower, about 500-ish foot-pounds of torque, but the real story is it only weighs about 3,200 pounds, has carbon ceramic brakes, so it's going to be awesome.
Look at this guy. He is in heaven. That's hilarious. He got up super early just so he could get out here and check these cars out before they opened. It's like a little kid on Christmas.
Actually, do you want to drive? You want to drive it like if we get out, just drive around the block a little bit?
Maybe for a minute.
So and there's the trunk, or frunk, I guess you would say. Not gonna put much in there. Alright, so turn that off, drive. Here we go.
You ready?
Yep.
Are you excited?
Pretty fun.
Are you nervous at the same time?
Not really.
That's good.
I don't want to curb it, that's what I'm mainly
Yeah.
get used to I want to get used to the power and how it reacts to things. And you want to go to Red Canyon or want to go to Hoover Dam? We got a lot of scenery, or we got Hoover Dam. You can pick.
I don't know. Let's do, what do you think? Hoover Dam? Hoover Dam it is.
Please drive to highlighted road.
There's not much to the inside.
No, this car is built for speed and performance.
Performance. It's a good thing it's not
650S. We're just exiting the outskirts of Las Vegas. Pretty phenomenal performance car so far. We've put probably 30 or 40 miles on it. It cruises obviously at a very high rate of speed with no problem. I mean, it's not even breaking a sweat when you're doing about 140. But I would know that. We're on public highway, closed to course to find that out, obviously. It's got all kinds of mode. Manual mode, you got sport mode. That's just regular drive. That's sport. Sport manual. Now we can control the gears with the paddles. And it sounds phenomenal. And it's extremely fast. It's so quick. The turbos just pour power on like a wave. It is unbelievable how quick it comes on, but there's really no lag. It's almost like about 2,000 RPMs. The power just ramps up and here you go. And it just pushes you in the seat. And the gearbox is so seamless and fast. It just clicks through the gears like butter. And the next thing you know, you're at light speed pretty much. I was a little, not concerned. I was a little curious how the power would be with it being a twin turbo. I guess with it being such a small V8, it's a 3.8 liter. It's either a short stroke or small pistons or both. I guess it's able to build boost pretty quickly, and pretty awesome on the power scale. Now the downsides are there is zero room. There's not even a cup holder in here, so I'm holding my water. Well, I found the cup holder. There is almost no room to do anything. You have a box that's kind of like your armrest, but it literally won't even hold a camera hardly. It's rattly, a lot of wind noise. So for a track car, probably super fun, but if you were gonna try to drive one of these every day, it would drive you nuts, I think. And why would you spend $300,000 or more on a car like this and it not be super quiet and super everything, basically? I mean, it's supposed to be an exotic car, and I guess handmade, this is what you get. So the Ferrari F430 that I drove a while back was kind of the same way. It was very nice to drive at speed, but cruising around, I'll take my Challenger any day. I've been playing with the brakes a little bit, and they're carbon ceramic, like I said before, and they're real stiff and cold. I should say they're real stiff when cold, so they're kind of weird feeling, but once they heat up, they bite really hard. But again, it's back to that exotic supercar performance level. Nothing works right until you're really hauling ass, and at that point, things kind of come together. We got the top down now, and as you can hear, the car has a phenomenal soundtrack. You got turbos spinning up, you got the nice rumbly exhaust. Listen to that. Alright, so what are things you can do in an exotic sports car? Well, you can go to the McDonald's drive-thru. Oh, bummer, they got it blocked. I was going to try to go to the McDonald's drive-thru in my supercar, or my exotic car. But they blocked it. Means we're going in. Well, I was so excited this morning we forgot to get breakfast before we left, so both of us were getting pretty hungry. Somebody was turning into the Incredible Hulk over there. Getting irritable. Irritable. So now we got some eats. We found a McDonald's way out here. I think this is Boulder City, Las Vegas. I forgot where I was for a minute. Anyway, Boulder City, Las Vegas. So we got some coffee and some eats, and then back to fun. Fun. Like a kid at Christmas. Okay, so we met this nice lady at breakfast. She came over and said she noticed what kind of car it was and asked if I minded if she took a picture of it. And I told her that actually we were just renting it, and so she was welcome to take as many pictures of it as she liked. And she told us to come up here around Lake Mead and just drive the lake. So that's where we're at. We're going to drive around. I'm glad she gave us the tip, and good on her for coming up to strangers and having a conversation. I like that kind of stuff. I've told you guys before, that's why I love the car culture. So we would have never probably known to come up here and do this if we hadn't chatted with her. So now we got a really nice scenic drive around Lake Mead. Woo! Oh, Miss Speedy driving the McLaren. We just took our lives into our own hands. Back off. We've had it for 4 hours. Got to ride out to Hoover Dam and cruise around Lake Mead. What an awesome time. I mean, the cars are fun. I gotta be, you know, obviously they're high horsepower, lightweight, a lot of technology for very fast acceleration, and it makes them really fun to drive. I don't know why you would buy one of these though. Like I said, when you can just go rent one for half a day or a full day or even a week. They have options where if you just want to rent the thing for a week, you can. And then you get to go out and enjoy it. And you don't have to live with it every day and live with the maintenance costs and all that. So being able to go out and rent cars like this, all you gotta have is good insurance and a clean driving record and a little bit of spare disposable income to play with. You can get out and go have a really good time, and it was worth every penny. This is something I won't really forget. Out here in the desert, Las Vegas out west, seeing some cool sights and an exotic sports car. Thumbs up. Obviously I'm back in my nice, comfortable Challenger Hellcat. But how much fun was that? I mean, we got to take out a $350,000 car in beautiful scenery, had a beautiful woman with me, living the life, let me tell you. I'm so thankful that those places exist where you can go out and rent those types of cars, because I probably, even if I had the money, I would never buy one of those. They're just too hard to live with, in my opinion. I mean, it was great when you were going pretty fast and it handled phenomenally. But for $350,000, I would have expected quite a bit more. It was, you know, cruising around, it was comfortable, but it had a lot to be desired, right? I mean, the cup holders were kind of weird spot. And I know that's something odd to complain about in an exotic, you know, sports car like that. But if you're going to have one of those, other than just driving around on the weekend, you know, at a track somewhere, which maybe that's what people that have that kind of money do. I have no idea. I'm not that person. So I'm just talking from the normal guy who's a car enthusiast. Armrests had enough room to hold a wallet, literally. That's all the room you had there. The engine noise, the symphony that came from that exhaust system was phenomenal. So that was probably the best part for me, is dropping the top and riding through those canyons and hearing the exhaust systems echo off the canyon walls. That was awesome. We got to go out and see Hoover Dam. And that was really the best way to do it. We looked around at tours and whatnot, and there were buses that were going to take you out and give you lunch and everything like that. And I told Mrs. Speedy, I said, hey, look, let's just go rent one of these exotic cars and just drive it out there. I think the time on the map said 45 minutes. Well, we got there in 21 minutes to Hoover Dam from Las Vegas. So, and we weren't going crazy. Now, I mean, we weren't doing anything stupid, but that car could just, because it handled so well, it could just move through traffic, and we could get out front and just set it, and it would cruise along at 90 or 100 miles an hour, no problem. So that's what we did. We had an awesome time. Back in my Challenger, which I like much better. This is a car I could drive around and drive every day if I wanted to. Super comfortable. I got the cooled seats back, nice cold AC. The McLaren actually started to struggle a little bit with the air conditioning when it got pretty hot out there in Las Vegas. I think it was about 100 degrees that day, and it started to get to where it couldn't keep the car as cool as where it was comfortable, for lack of a better term. Great car to drive fast though, but I'm glad to be back in my Hellcat. Now, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you get notified when we put out new content. Also check us out on Instagram. It's at Speedy's_garage, as well as our website, www.speedysgarage.net, and hopefully I will see you out there.